Hopefully the sound was good on
Oh,
the
dude,
drive-by.
there's no way the camera didn't catch that. There's no way. Roll it clip.
Welcome back, you guys. I've been on a bit of a Euro kick recently. I've driven a couple HPA cars, Golf R32, GT3 RS, Audi TT. So I figured now was the time to finally drive a Jaguar. I've never driven a Jaguar on the channel before, so I'm super excited. And in true Euro fashion, this one has a big single turbo LS under the hood. What am I gonna do about it, you know? Let's go for a drive. We're gonna talk to the owner, Kevin, and see what kind of shenanigans we can get up to. Let's go. All right, you guys, Jag XJ. This is not a car I even remotely had on my radar, but Kevin brought it out today. It is a 6-liter single turbo LS, a 2000 XJ. Wow, that was an aggressive shift into second. This is a 4-speed automatic. It's one of those dated transmissions. This XJ dates back, realistically, the platform dates back all the way to the 70s. It's effectively the final steel-bodied Jag XJ before they went all aluminum. And first things I noticed, you jump in on the interior here, a ton of wood, and this center console is virtually identical to my buddy Jerry's Aston DB7 V12 Vantage I drove a while ago. Probably the best sounding car I've ever driven, but of course that car was based on the older, from the 70s, XK. It was meant to be the replacement. It began life, I should say, as the replacement for that older Jag platform. So yeah, a ton of similarities here. And actually the older version of this, the previous generation in the early 90s, effectively had the same engine as the inline-6 DB7. So very strange to think about. Big, heavy, luxury British cars. Super light steering, lazy steering. We're on stock suspension. Kind of worries me a little bit, but we do have a bit of wheel gap there, so we got some room to squat. Stock seats, stock everything, and a big single turbo. Down here, what we're gonna do is open that exhaust cutout. It is on a vacuum switch, so if I go above 50% throttle, it will open up, but we're just gonna open it now and give her the beans. See if it kicks down. There's some boost. Wow, that is, yeah, that's incredible. Really aggressive shifts, but we'll punch it, see what happens. Wow. That's ridiculous. I mean, an LQ4, an iron block LS, of course, from a truck, effectively a truck engine, should make most normal cars heavy, but this is a great swap because you're taking a car that was already heavy and you're stuffing just a larger engine that actually caters to what the car is originally made for, which is just luxury cruising. Wow, my ears.
My name is Kevin. This is my 1999 Jag Vandenplas. Yeah, it was a running driving project. The bones are really good, just need a lot of details. So the past year we've been going over it, dialing in all the little things that we found and just making it look the way that I thought it should look. Yeah, it's a 6-liter LQ4 truck engine essentially, with a turbo, forged internals, cam, kind of the works. It has the Gen 4 rods, which are stronger than the Gen 3. So those are tested to be able to handle well over 1,000. So
Wow.
And it's got forged pistons with flat tops. Yeah, it's fairly stout. It should be more than enough for what we're going to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's a bit of a mess under here. We're still cleaning up the wiring and the plumbing, but Yeah, it's at a point where it's very functional and reliable. It doesn't overheat or anything like that. So
awesome. And
yeah.
so you said you had an air to water intercooler?
Yeah,
That's what that's
air to water intercooler.
So what is this car for? Obviously, the first thing we noticed, Frank and I noticed when we pulled up, the tires on the back. We got 15s in the rear and then 17s in the front. Like, what are you going to use this car for?
Just fun. Just, you know, like, this is just a fun car. It's not going to be the fastest car on the strip. It's not going to be able to take a corner, but it's really just kind of like have a laugh and have fun. And I want to be able to jump into the car and just drive to California tomorrow and be like, you know, have a reliable car that I don't have to worry about. Yeah, it's just gonna be a fun, fast. It's a hot rod, right? Like it's kind of a hot rod in the truest sense of the word, because I don't think the engineers at Jag ever intended this car to have this much power or this kind of wheel and tire setup. So yeah, it's just kind of a shoehorn in there. It's a hot rod. Just want to be able to put in pump gas and get in and drive.
Yeah,
right? That's kind of the goal.
And then there's another cutout on the left side. What's that?
Yes, that one is for the intake. So the intake is mounted super low. Like if you go underneath the car, you'll see the intake right there. So that just helps suck more air, cold air in through there.
I mean, the torque is incredible. It's a little, you know, it's lazy. It's a 6-liter, huge single. I mean, the turbo's like that big. But all the auditory kind of sounds are here. This is, of course, the Vandenplas. Great name, by the way. So that just tells me it's a long wheelbase model. Even more catered towards highway cruising. It's actually really stable when you get on the gas. Wow, I can hear the wastegate when that opens around 3,000. You get the kick down and then you wait not as long as I would have expected for boost to hit. It's running on a Terminator X ECU. So we have just this little display here showing me all my necessary stuff. I mean, the transmission is what I would do next. The suspension actually isn't as bad as I would thought. For factory 30-year-old suspension, there's a little bit of dive there, a little bit of tuck, I should say. And then it's just off to the races. Not that droney. The seats, I mean, I'm sitting on top of the car and I can feel just the weight of the car, but it kind of helps the torque of the V8 feel a little bit more contained and natural and kind of honed in versus a V8 that doesn't belong in it. You know, when you LS swap a car, I don't know, FD, RX-7, FC, or a Miata, that to me would create just such an insane experience to where the engine is overpowering the chassis. And a lot of people, yeah, sure, are looking for that, but an LS feels at home in a car like this. It's kind of just, you know, the DB7 I drove coming back to that car with the V12, it felt kind of like a British muscle car. And to me, the Jag here, while I haven't driven one in stock form, feels, I'm getting that exact same feeling here. Still, lighter than a new M5. Kick down. Wow. Long gears too. The roll on. I mean, it feels like I'm driving a giant turbocharged sofa, a Chesterfield, if you will. That's what it feels like. It's these factory seats are like flexing an incredible amount backwards. The suspension I would have expected to feel like it was giving way with the additional torque. No, it's everything else that was not designed for this amount of torque. It's the things you don't think about. And the interior's held up nice. It's got low mileage. The door slam is like, it's solid. How much power is it making right now, and how much do you think it would make once the nitrous is plumbed up?
It's making about 600, 650 right now on lower boost, and then nitrous behaves a little differently when a car's boosted. So like a 50 shot might make 100 horsepower in this car. So,
okay.
Yeah. Once it's a wide open throttle,
wide open.
Flip a switch, and then get a little bit of an extra boost.
Nice, a
yeah.
little bit, just a
little bit, yeah.
Check these out, though. Nice shag carpets. Look at that.
You like shags, right?
Yeah, I like to shag. Do you ever get to ride in the back of it?
I haven't yet, actually.
All right.
I had lunch back here one time, though.
Oh, nice. Were you specifically looking for a long wheelbase?
No, this is what I got. But I love the fact that it's kind of as wacky as it could be. Because if it was an XJR and it had the big engine, then it's like, okay, kind of makes sense. But this makes the least sense possible, I think. Having the long wheelbase, keeping the interior pretty much original. Yeah, having the the carpets and the wood tray tables and everything works back here too, right? Like
Wow.
heated seats, and this is a really cool feature here. I'll show you.
Yeah, please do.
There's a couple switches here, which move the seat forward and backward and out of the way. So it's really a car that you're kind of meant to be driven in. Garage 1 in Abbotsford, we do automotive repair, maintenance, wheel and tire, customizations, vinyl wraps. This car is actually vinyl wrapped as well. So all kinds of stuff, really. Yeah.
Excuse me, chauffeur. Could you have a meeting in 5 minutes? If we could get going, that'd be great.
Seatbelt.
No need. I'm comfortable.
Quick enough for you?
I'll do it. Get me out of here.
You signed the waiver form, right?
Nope. That is amazing. The back seat lifts, bro. Like my head. Dude. That is great. How are the brakes, by the way?
I'm too afraid to test them. They're fine.
They're not like upgraded.
I actually don't know. They feel stock to me. The pedal feels really spongy. Like the pedals and the steering.
Jesus, Marcus, this is not a GT2 RS, brother.
God damn. You're telling me I need to recalibrate for the 30-year-old stock suspension.
You got
XJ.
into that curve like a pimp, dude.
Did I? All right, we'll turn around.
It was great.
Your eyes just. Have you done a burnout yet?
No, I haven't. I'm scared of snapping the axle.
They're very
100%.
These tires are ridiculous.
They're sticky, man. They're so sticky.
So
Street too.
One time, just put shitty tires on the back,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
225s.
Yeah.
Bring it back here, and we'll do the deed.
Yeah.
We'll do the deed.
Yeah, we're gonna come back with this one. Yeah, 200 more horsepower. Well, I don't know. I'm not gonna lay claims on what your car's gonna do, but nitrous.
I'd love to see this thing from a roll on the highway against like even a scat pack or something like that, you know?
100%.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
The goal is faster than a Hellcat.
Well,
Right.
I think you're not far off right now.
Not too far off.
Like you're not far off. The supercharger will lose its power in the top end when yours will gain.
Yeah.
So that's where you're gonna reel them in.
Reel them in.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, that's it. Yeah, turbocharged Jag, absolutely ridiculous. Go follow Kevin. Go follow Frank. We'll see you soon.